Well. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tanuki stream. I see already a ton of people in the chat, so I just wanted to give a couple shout outs. I saw Mind Hacks. Thank you so much. You were very sweet. Fizo is in the chat. As always, Fizo is a good friend of the channel and one of my personal friends, so I love when he shows up. He also may be related to TCB. I don't know. We don't know that. Nat Games, Maro, 3-Day, and Boostless, thank you guys so much for popping in. I see that a lot of people are popping in to see our reaction to it. Controversial chapter, to say the least. Obviously, I'm here with Hime. Hime, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? I'm hella excited. I always have so much to say, but yeah, I'm excited for this chapter.
I'm super excited. I see a ton of people popping in. Make sure you guys are liking the stream. The more likes we get in here, the more people we get in, and the funner it is. I have been spoiled on one thing. I think everybody has been spoiled on that one thing. We will not talk about it until we get to it, though. Unfortunately, this was one of those chapters that I could not avoid the spoiler, regardless of where I went. As soon as spoilers came out, I was spoiled. I was not spoiled on anything else in the chapter, but that one specific thing. Hime obviously reads the spoilers. But I'm excited to see this chapter. I heard it was ass.
Wait. The thing is, if you go on Twitter, people say it's ass, but if you go elsewhere, some people are really liking it. It very much depends where you're like which community. Honestly, I feel like
That is true. And the thing is, I usually disagree with Twitter because they're like the worst. I still don't understand why we allow this as like the United States government. But
United States government.
beside the point. Also, no worries, 3-Day. You know, sometimes I get spoiled on things, and sometimes I'm able to stay spoilers free. But I feel like we should just get into it. Hime,
Yeah, I'm
any
super
last
down.
things before we pop in? Because I'm kind of excited to see what happens.
I just want to say that, like, unrelated to the stream, but I feel like, um, whenever stuff happen in One Piece, I'm always the one who is more, who dislikes them more than you, and I feel like we most of the time don't agree. So I wonder if that's gonna be the case this time too,
I
because I
think we
always feel,
don't. I don't think
I
we
will.
agree.
Yeah, I feel, yeah, exactly, because you always, I feel like you always are like most of the time happy with whatever Oda does things, or like the One Piece does thing, and I'm always the one who's like, I don't like this thing this much. So it's very nice because we don't always agree, and I think that's gonna be a cool dynamic.
It will be. And before we start the chapter, we have a $2 super chat from one of my besties and also our manager, Ragnar. He said, "What's good, chat? Like the stream? Are you ready for peak? Thank you, Tanuki manager. Appreciate you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully we can catch up. I've been like hella busy this week. Unfortunately, lots of life stuff has been happening, so I'm really actually excited to get into this chapter. Mind if I start it off, Hime?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're getting into it, guys. Chapter 1118, Being Free. Unfortunately, I will never be free from Yamato, as they have continued to
Just
grace
the
the
beginning.
chapter every single time. Y'all know,
This is just the beginning. I'm telling people told me it's gonna be for a year, and they told me this is has been the case for everybody who had like a start of cover page story, and I was like, I didn't notice until now that it takes this long to like tell a story in cover pages.
like I'm so done with Yamato. Another $2 super chat from Ragnar saying, "Looking great, ladies. Can't wait for your reaction." I'm also super excited. So we're just gonna gloss over this page. Uh,
Yeah, nothing to
just
do. I
I
want a
just
bento too, but that's
I'm
it.
listen, bro. I just can't with Yamato. I'm so wanoed out. Get me, release me from these chains. But we finally get back. So the last thing that we saw in One Piece obviously was the ancient robot getting like no dift, which was crazy. So we get to this page and we see all the Marines. Jump overboard! Is that a metal creature? It's gonna sink the ship! And I think that this is obviously the robot being pushed back into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
We get a cool action effect, and then the robot falls on top of all of these Navy ships. Like Gorosei for throwing it directly on their forces. Can't wait for
They
that to
really
make
don't care.
a clean shot for Luffy to get out. A for effort, guys. But F for actual practical effects. These people suck. I swear to God, the Marines are
They don't
the
care.
dumbest. They're just the dumbest people ever. Why are you
No, they don't care. It's for
Then
them. It's like for the girls. Like the rest of the Marines are insects that they can just discard at will.
No,
Literally.
I mean like you're right, but think about how stupid this is. Like these are the people that are blocking the Straw Hats' escape. You just helped the
True,
Straw Hats.
but wait, their main like goal was to stop the broadcasting as fast as possible by any means. So I kind of understand like the urgency of like
that is
doing that.
true. That is true. Okay, so they basically destroy half their fleet. W. Gorosei. You know, Hime as a marine lover must be so proud. And then we hear the snail inside. It goes zzz, zzz, Kirsch, and their name was.
Bro, I just want to say it's not waterproof. Do better, Vegapunk.
I would assume
We're
that
like
the
in
snails would be
2024.
I. So the last thing, what was the last thing that was said last chapter? Because
Mo.
Yeah, it was like
it was like okay, those who are of the D clan, um, one of you, Mo, something like that, something around.
Oh yeah, it says among you there is blank blank, and their name was. It has to be among you was a traitor. I think it's traitor. I think it's
maybe,
like there is an imposter among us, and their name was blank. That has to be what it is. It doesn't make sense otherwise. So when people were saying that this is actual Among Us, I agree. I think that Oda just
honestly
got really into gaming, bro.
With there's many theories about like somebody like being a traitor towards towards Joy Boy, and you even have a theory about it. So it would be very cool if that makes sense. Yeah.
So here's my thing. I think it makes so much sense because, like I said, and we're all relating this back to the Bible. The Bible. I think that there are going to be 12 tribes of Joy Boy, like the 12 tribes of D, and so there's going to be all of these different D clan members, and we already got a bunch of last names, right? We have Marshall D Teach, right? Monkey D Luffy, Jaguar D Sol, all of those ones. I think there's going to be 12. One of them is probably going to be like a traitor because if you know in the Bible, there's a big significance with 12, right? Like, there were 12 tribes of Israel, there are 12 apostles. Unfortunately, one of those apostles got a little too antsy, and for 20 silver pieces, he betrayed Jesus, the Son of God from the Bible, which I think is probably what happened here. I would actually assume that, like, Luffy, like technically like one of these tribes of D would be like outside, and that's why he's like the sun god. Obviously like figures like Jesus and stuff, they're always associated with the sun, so there's probably going to be like 12 other tribes. I'm assuming that the world government is like attacking each one, trying to make them extinct, which is why like they're trying to get rid of D entirely.
I have something very cool to add to the theory, but we have to be done with the chapter first.
Okay.
So hold on to that, and I'm going to add something at the end.
But so basically that's my big theory about it, and I think that this kind of goes with that. There's a traitor, and their name was could either be Emu or could be Blackbeard. I feel like a lot of people.
Yeah, honestly, Blackbeard could make a lot of sense.
I think
but it would be more surprising if it's somebody that we did not expect to be a traitor.
And that's the thing. So it's like I think people are doing like Emu and it'd be really interesting if it was actually the Monkey Clan, and they were the actual traitors.
Yeah, maybe it's. Listen, there's still people who think that maybe it's Luffy's mother.
Luffy's mother could actually be a D-Clan member too. Man Marked by Flames definitely is another D-Clan member. You know what I mean? I think when we meet him, he's going to be another D-Clan member. So there's going to be a lot. But yeah, so I definitely think we need to be thinking along the traitor line. Think more Judas, right? That's the person that we're looking for, is we're looking for the Judas among everybody. If somebody's, kissing people a little too much, looking at you, Bon Clay, Bon D Clay. No, I'm just kidding.
Bon Chan, who sacrificed himself? How dare you?
I'm just kidding, guys. Don't worry. No, I don't think Von Clev would. Although
I think, but you know what?
The traitor theories would be hilarious.
I think it has to be somebody that we don't even know are a D clan, it would be even more shocking. Because like if it's like if they come at the end and be like, yo, it's going to be Trafalgar D Law, I'm just gonna be like, okay, get the fuck out of here. But like I would like it to be I would like it to be somebody that we didn't know was a D clan and that we never would have assumed would be a traitor. Would be the most I would love that. I would
It
love
would,
that. Like a
it would be cool. Very quickly, $2 super chat from Jose. Hi, I'm Tanuki, and I don't want the Funko Foxy Pop. Yeah, you thought you could get me, bud. Unfortunately I will never get a Foxy Pump. Funko Pop. That's for Dax Sake. He can get it. And then Jose just did another $2. Hime is the traitor, just saying. Absolutely insane. Hime would be a traitor, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
the thing is, I would feel too bad. You know me, bro. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, bro. I would just be like, yo, I'm sorry, bro.
I think you could be a traitor. Fiza says that he doesn't think that it's traitor. I think it'd be very interesting to see what he was trying to say, because he definitely said like someone among you is something, and their name was blank.
I don't know. It kind of cut in between. There was Mo and then stopped and then now it picked it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
so
maybe we'll get more context later on.
yeah, I would say for right now, my best guess would be there's a traitor. Especially going with the theme of Egghead, where literally York was the traitor within the Vegapunks, right? So I would be interested to see how this sentence would work with another word.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and also we cannot also like forget about like maybe a not Japanese meaning, you know, like because right now
that
we're
is
thinking
true.
about English meaning, and also Jose says that I'm Canadian, I'm a traitor. If anything, Canada is the first allies of like the United States. How dare you?
Busla said that you can't be a traitor because that's haram. That's hilarious.
Exactly, exactly. You know what, Boostless Joe, you're spot on.
Oh my gosh. But since you guys are watching, make sure you guys like the stream and we will continue on. So we get to a panel and we see the robot in the ocean, glub glub. Where did you go, Joy Boy? Glub glub. Kind of lame that he was taken out so easily. Thought that he would at least put up a little bit more of a fight, but
He's rusty. He's rusty, crusty, dusty, bro.
okay, all right. You don't gotta insult him like that anyway.
He's a fossil. You forgot.
Uh,
Alright.
and then it says, "I wanted our paths to cross. You were here, right, Joy Boy? How strange. How very, very strange. Interesting." And then
Damn.
we see all the ships. Now, what the hell was that? A giant boar? A mammoth? What's the deal with this crazy island? And we see Workery with like a couple exclamation points. Copying dragon over here. Just not saying anything.
Everybody's copying his flow bar for bar.
Ashterry said something very interesting. What if Shanks is a part of the D clan and was the traitor the whole time? Could be pretty interesting if that was the case too. That like that's why his family like the figure lands. And it could be like
but
the figure D lands. You know,
I mean,
could be
I
cool.
mean, but why would he help Luffy get the fruit, do all of that? Like, I feel like it would go against. I mean, unless he has like a master plan. A lot of people, I don't know. I don't know.
Shankdom is right there. Hime's video is frozen. Hime, why is your video frozen, dude?
I don't know. You see.
No, can you get in and out of the clap cam, because the way that your camera's frozen is actually hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. Give me 1 second, guys. That's funny.
Oh my god.
Am I
bro.
still frozen?
Yeah.
But you.
Here. I'm gonna disconnect you and then pop back in. Pop back in because that is hilarious. I guess another technical error. Here. You should be able to pop in now. That's the face of a kid fan. It's crazy. uh,
All right.
man, I don't know why your thing is freezing up like that.
But I don't know. It's told me that the stream key doesn't is not available anymore. So maybe it has to be refreshed. Wait,
Oh,
is it working now?
like kind of. I don't know
I don't
why.
know.
I don't know why the internet's being so weird. Here, let me turn on my. I'm
Because
gonna turn
because
on
I
my.
can see myself like moving correctly on your
Yeah,
stream.
on my end, but
I don't know why it's lagging like that.
I don't know. Can you guys see her? Cause she, it seems like she's lagging a little bit for me. What I may do is I may just grab your. I'm just gonna.
Do you want to grab the? Okay, but that's weird because when I look at the, you see like on the Streamlabs thing, like I'm not lagging.
Hold up, guys. I'm just gonna. I'm just
Hmm,
gonna grab Hime and just
that's so
overlay her on
weird.
top. You can leave the collab cam.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. Because I'm just gonna put you in like this so that.
Okay, okay. Let me. But wait, the voice. Are you taking the voice from Collab? Because I'm not gonna
Oh
leave it if you're
yeah.
taking it
Oh
from.
yeah. Don't leave it. Don't leave it. Actually. Okay, Hime, go ahead.
But
It's your
but
turn
but
to lead
is
anyways.
but wait, is my voice, guys? Is my voice is my voice lagging? Are you guys able to hear me, or is it I just want to make sure. Can you guys like hear me talk normally, or am I like also cutting? I don't know. Nobody's answering. People, we need answers.
Because they're not the thing yet. Give them some time, baby girl. All right, hold up.
We can
Uh,
hear her. Okay. Okay, looks fine. Okay, that's weird. It's just
all
the
right.
video. Okay. We can hear you. Thank you. And what's up, Takumi? What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, to you
All right, I
guys?
fixed it, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay. All right, perfect. Now, my turn. On to the next page,
Yep.
right? We have the Denden Mushi, the Kilish. So like the whole broadcasting stopped for everybody. I don't know which island we're on right now. And here it says, did something go wrong? He was cut off mid sentence. What could have caused the broadcast termination? Now that I think about it, what could have killed a genius like Vegapunk in the first place? Ooh, now they're starting to ask the right questions. Don't tell me someone had him killed. He did say he committed grave sins, but the government wouldn't just erase him, would they? I had the same question. No way. Remember what was happening before all this? Straw Hat Luffy was holding him hostage. Oh my god, this is the media. This is what the media does.
So dumb, bro.
Paint Luffy as a criminal. This is obviously the work of those dastardly pirates. Dastardly? Isn't it
Hmm?
wait, what does dastardly mean? Am I
Dastardly.
dastardly? What does that mean? Like mean? Bad people?
Yeah, they're like conniving, evil. Those dastardly
And
devils.
I keep learning new English words. I just want to say, really unrelated. Inside of that panel, there's a guy who has glasses and like a scar. Okay, I
It's
saw
Kosu.
somebody simp on him like online, and I was like, I don't know where this is from, and now I understand like the context.
It's Kosu. It's Kosu, right? From Alabasta.
Maybe,
Which
honestly,
I
I might
don't
be wrong.
understand why Alabasta is getting on Luffy's case. Brother, he freed your whole country. Get out of here.
Yeah. Listen, you could do 99 good thing, do one bad thing, and it's over. We forget all your good deeds.
That's
But
very true.
yeah, then on the word they're like, I think now we're switching to Dressrosa. Um, the word government would never kill off the world's greatest mind, even if he did break a few laws. Uh, and then we have Leo and Rebecca. Leo is like, so it finally was Luffy Land. And then Rebecca is like, oh, come on. Oh my god. Leo is such a gullible, naive, like, bean, bro.
How did
That's
they?
why I don't
I
like
don't.
the Tontaras, bro. Yo, Sai was right.
Get out of here, bro.
And then we're back on Egghead. York. And she's like, huh? What's up? How many of you Vegapunks survived? It's like, Vegapunks, other than me. I just checked who's still interfacing with Punk Records. There's only two left. Oh my god, there's Lilith and Atlas. The two,
Atlas
the
is
baddie
going
and the
out
cutie.
next. Atlas going out next.
Ooh,
Lilith, the only
honestly,
survivor.
yo, we need one of them to survive because like that's like the connection to Punk Record, and that's gonna be the good Vegapunk versus the bad one. who's gonna
Yeah.
be alive. That would be a
And
cool parallel.
not only is it the good versus the bad one, the good one is going to be the one that was labeled as evil, bro.
Yes, facts, 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 bro.
Lilith, my queen.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So we're back to the. I'm so done with this boar, bro. I don't want to see boars anymore. I'm done. We're back to the boar. Workery. Um, the girls are talking. They're like, Lilith is still up on this. Oh no, it's actually I think it's York who's talking. Lilith is still up on this stratum, and Atlas is down at the northeast coast. Shall we eliminate them? Yes. Punk Record appears to have been programmed to function and grow even after the Stella's termination. We can benefit from it through York. The other two geniuses are nothing but loose ends. So,
Damn.
the Punk Record works like with the brains, and it will still like input information until all of the Vegapunks are dead. Interesting. That's a very cool technology. I feel like it's like nobody talks about it. Like that's crazy that Stella created that, or Vegapunk. And onto my last page, we see the giant ship uh crashing through the marine ship, saying, "Yeah, set sail. Let's get out of here." Okay, so they're actually leaving, bro. Oda,
Maybe.
don't tease me. Oda, don't tease me. And then, then we have Oimo and no, Oimo and Bragi and Dory,
Bagidori.
and with Luffy. We're hopping on. Oh my god, this is insane. They're like jumping and they're on the ship. Oops a daisy, captains. That's so funny. That's so funny. Um, then we have them on the ship with Luffy. You made it, woo! Of course, gabba ba ba ba. And then we have Bonnie who's like Luffy. Oh my god, this is so cool. I love it. But
I
I'm done
love
with my
it.
pitch.
Wonderful. Before we go on, Jose with another $2. Let's go Argentina. Copa America
Uh
SE versus Canada. I'm assuming this is for Kime, bro.
yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm more like I'm invested in the euros. I know I should be also invested in maybe in the American one because like I live in Canada, but it is what it is, bro. So
Hime's just a fake fan, bro. She doesn't even like the Canadian team. Crazy.
they're not
Uh,
that good.
oh,
Anyways,
Fiza has a really interesting question. I wonder if
yeah.
Vegapunk's fruit will reincarnate or if Punk Records still uses it. I would assume that it's basically like if he put a fruit into like a gun, like you know how he makes like the gun dogs or like the sword elephant and he puts like the fruit into there. I would assume that because like his head is still there, it works the same way. Um but that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know if
What?
you have
Wait,
anything
wait.
different.
Can you
Because
repeat
like
the question?
Vegapunk died, right? Like Vegapunk is dead. So like will
But
his fruit reincarnate? But I would think
yeah,
that
but
it's basically like he put it in an inanimate object because his brain still uses it.
I don't. But the thing is, I think that all Vegapunks needs to die for that to happen, and it would reincarnate like near the next user. So either way, they will have to hunt it. And I wondered, the thing is with his fruit is that like it can just you don't become. I don't think you just become automatically smart. It's just that you can intake as much information as you want. So if you're somebody who just doesn't study, isn't logical, or like just procrastinated, don't want to learn anything, it's useless. So that's why like I think it's gonna reincarnate next to like the next genius who's going to actually make use of it. So yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think that it's gonna stay in the brain because it's similar to like when Vegapunk puts it into like other inanimate
But if
objects, right?
but devil fruits when the user died, they have to reincarnate.
How do you kill a sword though? Like with Funkfried.
Destroy it maybe. So but the thing with Vegapunk is that there were living Vegapunks.
And that's like the thing is like his brain is still living, but his brain is still technically living even though the user died. You know what I mean? Because like he had his brain like hooked up like separate. So I would say it's fine. I don't think it's gonna
You think
reincarnate
that's
at
how
all.
it's gonna be? But okay, but
Mm-hmm.
they will probably maybe try to retrieve the information. And do you think they would destroy his brain at some point so nobody get that information?
No,
And
because they
they
need it with York. They need York to
no,
access
but
it.
what I mean, like let's say like they access everything, and then after like they don't want it anymore. Like would they come to that point at some point? Maybe.
Maybe not in the story. I doubt that they would do it in the story. I
Mm.
think it'll probably stay up. Fiza saying kill in elephant form. That's actually really interesting. I don't know if you could kill Funkfried in elephant form. I feel like he would just revert back to a sword.
That's
That
very
that is that
interesting.
is interesting. I do think the fact that Vegapunk can put devil fruits into like inanimate objects and like I guess like he basically turned his
Yeah,
brain into an inanimate object too.
but but
Just
but
interesting.
yeah, but anyway, a brain at least it's alive, like in a way, so you can still destroy it. I think because it's alive, there's nerves and stuff. So I think you can still destroy it, but like a sword, like what are you gonna do? Like
Yeah, well, like
just
what
eradicate,
classifies it as dead?
evaporates it,
That
like
might be it.
burn it.
You'd
You
have
know?
to destroy every aspect of it in order to do
Yeah,
it. I would think that
yeah.
that's the case.
Yep.
3 days said put it in salt water because it's a devil fruit. That is true. You could probably do that. I don't know if it would like kill because you can't like kill the sword, right? I don't know. It is interesting. But we'll move on to the next page. So
Yeah.
we have Luffy standing there. The giants are up. Sanji is right behind him, and so is Frankie. And Luffy's going, "Whoa! So this is a giant ship? It's so huge. Where's Usopp? Isn't he here? What about Chopper?"
Aww.
And then we have this.
Aww.
This is actually adorable. We have, damn it, chase them all down. There's no way we can let them escape when we have this many battleships. The giants are too tough. Are you two gonna be okay? Vice Admiral Doll. We have Doll over here. Bonnie, that bitch.
Yo, honestly, they're so cute, and I
They're
just want to say,
adorable.
Bonnie is neck diffing everybody, bro.
Bonnie's
This
actually
is
insane.
insane,
And then we have
bro.
Vice Admiral Bluegrass, which she looks like 100 times
So
like
cute.
better, bro. Cause like as like a granny bro, she ugly. She's so cute here. Like look how cute she is. These
But
are
both of them,
adorable. So adorable. I love kids.
I love
Kids are
it.
so cute. The giants are too tough. Are you two gonna be okay? And then even the little thing, it's like squeak. It's so frustrating to be rendered helpless like this. Her ability is incredible. So cute. Yo, Bonnie,
Yeah,
Bonnie kind of sick.
I love how Doll is like Bonnie, that bitch. uh,
Then we have dot dot dot. Everybody taken from Dragon, bro. Dragon's rubbing off on everyone, bro. Nobody's gonna be speaking. The entire like in the like next like 100 chapters, the entire panels are just gonna be people with like dot dot dot. Nobody's gonna speak. It's just gonna be Dragon.
it's
Uh,
the new wave, bro.
oh, yo, Bluegrass reminds me of Kid Velma. Absolutely, like 100%. Like literally, like Kid Velma
Yo,
from the what was it called? Like Mystery Inc. Kids something. That cartoon. I definitely remember that. She looks exactly like her. Uh,
yeah.
super, super cute. But then we have Bonnie over here. You Marines are gonna be in hot water for letting me get away, huh? And then we have
Huh.
Kashi and Oimo, right? And they go, yeah, yeah, yeah. You look pretty beaten up, Kashi. Oimo, Kashi. Yeah, that was right. Uh, Sanji here. We've successfully set off, Nami. How's it looking up there? We'll be right behind you. Straw Hat, I've been itching to see you again. Uh, we'll be able
I,
to launch.
I just want to say that I really love this pose that Bonnie is having. I just want to like point out that the art is very nice. Oh, yeah, go
It
ahead.
is. Honestly, Oda's art has been like fantastic ever since he got his eye surgery. A pup named Scooby Doo. That was the show. That's actually exactly what they look like. Adorable. I love that art style. I always thought that show was like super cool. And it says we'll be able to launch into the ocean thanks to Edison. But we may need you guys to help us land safely. And we see Nami over here being a G as always. We love her. Of course, Nami-san, Robin-chan, and Lilith-chan are my top priority. Which Lilith is with Robin and Nami, just saying, probably isn't going to be killed at all. Just putting that out there, probably going to leave.
Where's
Um,
York? Oh no, no York. Where's Atlas? My bad. Isn't
Atlas
she
is
with
on
them?
like the no, I think Atlas is like on the East Coast, so she's not with like Nami and Robin. Lilith
Okay,
is
okay,
because like Brooke is there, and then
okay,
we
okay.
have even if you sink, nothing could stop me from rescuing you, ladies. Why not save everyone?
Yo, Usopp, listen, you can everybody for themselves at this point, okay?
Yep. That is actually hilarious. And then Frankie's over here like, I'll make sure the ship isn't damaged. Stop forgetting about the rest of us.
This is insane.
Something's coming from above the island. Oh my gosh. And we see, what was his name again? Mars? So Mars is like flying towards them, and this is my last page. And then Sanji goes, another elder? Really? They're coming after us now? Huh? And then we see Bonnie over there. Oh, we see like one of the giant chefs, and it says, "Oh my, you must be Straw Hat Luffy. The captains warned me about your appetite. That's why I had a bunch of food ready. But I wasn't planning on serving all of this in one go." And then Luffy goes, "Sorry, I just gotta fill up now. Just cook more for later." What is this? Goiga ga? Goiga ga? What is this? What is this laugh?
Maybe he just maybe while eating.
Yeah? Like, yeah?
I don't
He's
know,
like,
bro.
yeah! You really eat a lot, don't you? Uh, and then we
Bro,
see,
this is lunch break number 4 or 5. This is
listen,
becoming a
bro,
meme.
Luffy
This is
doesn't
becoming
even
a
need
meme.
to, Luffy doesn't even need to rest,
He's
bro. Just
Papa.
give him food.
His, Popeyes. No, how do you call him? The guy who like eat the spinach. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
the same
Popeye.
thing,
You
bro.
had it. You
Yeah,
had
yeah.
it, bro.
Popeye.
Uh,
Yeah.
but then we see Mars shooting a laser, and we see Oimo and Kashi block it. So hot! Protect the little people!
The
And
little
it's your
people. This is how I call you, the little people.
me. That's crazy, bro. I'm only
uh,
I'm
Protect
five
the little
three.
people. But we be walking down the New York street. I'm like, I need to protect the little people.
I'm not that short. I'm not that short.
I mean, I
It's your
guess.
turn. It's your turn. It's your turn.
All
Get out
right.
of here. You're so mean to me. I'm not that short.
And then we see a view of Mars and the giant ship. Wow, Bjorn, S- Sig, you
I
guys
think it's
hanging in
Bjorn.
there?
I think it's Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Like, you know, like
Okay.
the Swedish, like, who's that singer?
Yeah,
Bjork? Isn't that Bjork spelled the same?
I have no idea. I'm just, I don't know. And then put out the flames. We can't let the sail catch fire. I was like, okay. We have the marine ships, the marines. I mean, what the is that a bird monster? Um, and we're back on the giant ship. I owe you one. Thanks for having our back, giants. It's blistering. Let's move Vegapunk and Daddy. They'll burn. I'll carry them. True. Kuma is with them. She's here. Atlas is here.
I didn't. Yeah, Atlas is I guess with Luffy and the others. I totally
Yeah.
forgot where she was, bro.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we have Bragi and Dory. Guess there's no ignoring this monster. They can fly, they can chase us to the end of the world. Not a single one of you will be permitted to escape. That's Mars. Mars is so cold. And then we have Frankie. He's like, hmm. And then what is happening?
Oh
It's like
god.
the water is like moving, like there's waves and stuff. Everybody's like, wow, it's another earthquake. All right, my belly's full. Let's go. That's Luffy. We know for a
Bruh.
fact that is Luffy.
And then we have the dun da do do dun do do do. It's
Oh,
definitely
it
Big
means that
Sasuke, bro.
Luffy's going gear 5, right? Because like it's all
Yeah.
becoming like robbery. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
bro.
yeah, this is so cool. So the Marines are like, no way, is what we heard true? Are the sea levels really still rising? Bro, come on, this is
Bro,
bad. Listen, at least he
are
had
these
a
your
guess. He
goats?
tried to guess.
Are these your goats, bro? The Marines? Are these your goats? Because they sound
Nah,
dumb as
nah.
hell.
These are bombs. These are bombs. Let's not talk
Bums.
about these. But then we have like Mars who's like shooketh, and we have Luffy in his Nika form looking at Bonnie. He's like Bonnie, and Bonnie's like, wow, Nika, and he's like, again, I've got no idea who you're talking about. Yeah, because he still doesn't know that he's the sun god Nika. You know what? I love the fact that he doesn't know. At the beginning, I was like, oh my god, why is he so ignorant? But then I was like, because he is his own person. Maybe that's like what they're trying to convey us as a message. He embodies Nika, but he is still Luffy. Anyways, that's cool. And then we have Bragi and Dory. It's like a festive beat. We can't both dance around this around like this. You blockhead. Who's gonna put out the fires? Got Bob. Imagine dancing like in a crisis. Like this is crazy. And then we have Luffy who looks at Bonnie. Come on, don't you want to blow these guys out of the water? And she's like, I couldn't keep up with you in that form. And then she remembers of Luffy, like doing like a Superman pose. She's like, he's like, of course you can. I don't know how your power work, but I'm sure you've got this.
Bruh.
Oh, that's just how I look when I'm totally free. So we have a flashback when he says that. So then she's like, distorted future, give me a future. I always get the double spread. Like I'm so listen. It's fate. It has to be fate. And then we see Kuma looking. You can rest now, Ginny. He's talking. I swear I'll raise her well.
Damn.
And yeah, honestly, this is actually very like the moment is actually more heartwarming than I thought. And he's looking at them, and then we have Bonnie in a Nika form, and she's like, "Give me a future where I'm totally free."
Bro.
Actually, okay, I actually have goosebumps. I actually have goosebumps just because you know what? It's because of the whole Kuma looking and talking about the past that he wants to raise her well, and now he sees her as like her the own like the person that she was also believing in and who he was believing in. She became also like free in a way. So it's very nice. She looks very cool. She looks very good. We have Luffy in the back laughing. Wahahaha, that's the spirit, Bonnie. And she's like, yeah. And we still hear like the drums of liberation. We have like the girl say shook in the back. I said something is amiss. We must hurry. Then we have, what the hell are they? Whoa, two Nikas? I did it! They've become albinos giants? I
Albino.
don't think albinos giants. That's I don't think that's a. They should be saying this. um, and then we have Mars who's like shook, and then Luffy's like, let's do this. And then we have the ancient robot underwater. He's like, there you are, two warriors running amok. Next chapter
Ooh.
1118 and there is no break next week. Okay, we
Uh,
have to we have to talk about this. There's
well,
so
let
much
me.
to like unveil here. Like there's so much to say, bro.
So I think I gotta, because I didn't get to say my thoughts on the pages you were reading it.
Yeah.
Crazy. This is definitely something that I figured would happen. I think when we were reading the other Bonnie stuff, where Bonnie was like doing like Gear Third and stuff, I was like, Bonnie can basically be like Joy Boy. This has been something that's been foreshadowed for a while. The fact that she was able to copy like Gear 5 made perfect sense. She's been able to copy every other gear so far. Um, the fact that she's like a Joy girl, perfect sense. Looks great. Also really symbolic with a lot of the Kuma stuff, especially because Kuma was like wanting to raise Bonnie right. Like Bonnie is this child of a celestial dragon, right? Like half celestial dragon, wasn't treated very well. Tried to, become a pirate, but eventually found her own freedom, which is something that Kuma couldn't do. So basically, he broke the chain of this generational abuse that he faced, and now Bonnie is totally free. So like Kuma was this enslaved person who could never truly be his own person, and then we have Bonnie, who is just a completely free being. So like Kuma succeeded.
He she's living his dream like she's living his dream like no, he's living her dream through her like in a way right now, right?
It's like Kuma's dream was for Bonnie to not suffer like him, and he
Mhm.
wanted Bonnie to be free and to kind of follow the path that Nika set out, and she did it. So the one thing that Kuma had hoped for, he was like, I want Bonnie to be free. Like I don't want Bonnie to suffer like this. I want her to be able to just live her life. He's now seeing her in like the most free state she could ever be in, which crazy that when she says she wants a free future, it's the exact same thing as the sun god Nika, right? So it's like we know that the reason that Luffy looks like that is because it's literally the most free state ever. Freedom is Nika, which is really interesting. So it's like I know they're calling him the sun god, basically the god of freedom. I actually really like this. I think that this makes a lot of sense. I enjoy the fact that multiple people can do this because this means that it's not
I,
special for Luffy too. It's just
you
you need to
think
have the personality to do it.
I don't think many people could do that. I think it's just because of her fruit though.
Well, yeah, but when you think about it, that makes Luffy's fruit less special, which I enjoy. I enjoy the fact that if somebody has a devil fruit that allows them to become totally free, they can also become Nika. And I actually really like that because a lot of people were like, Luffy just has this god fruit, that's why he's so good. And it's like, no, not necessarily. Like, because now we see Bonnie having this, so it's like Luffy isn't that strong because he got this fruit. He's that strong because he embodies true freedom. And we know this now because Bonnie was like, I want a future where I'm just free. And there she is. So once you hit a certain level, because here's the thing, right? She never said like, give me a future where I'm Joy Boy and I have these crazy powers. She said, give me a future where I'm totally free. Meaning that anybody who reaches that level of freedom can become Joy Boy. And I like this way better. I think this fixes a lot of the issues that I personally had with Gear 5. Because that means that basically anybody can become this free. You just have to want this freedom and become this. Um, so I like it. Visa said everyone can become Super Saiyan. I'm gonna complain on
Uh,
Twitter.
all right. So for my part, I personally don't like it that much. It's not the whole like freedom like concept that I don't like. Like that's super wholesome and cute, you know. So obviously, I'm gonna start with what I like. I like the fact that Kuma is able to see her in that state. As I said, I think it's very wholesome that her father, we have a flashback of him saying, "You can rest now, Genie. I swear, I'll raise her well." And like he can see that he actually raised her well to even free herself from like the shackles of her past, of the celestial dragon slavery and everything. And I think that seeing her in that state and seeing Nika next to her is like, oh, she is becoming her idol and she is becoming free. I did what I had to do. I lived my life correctly, and I can like actually. I think he's gonna die personally, and I can go now. I've done my job. I can go now and in peace. You know, so that's very cute. For that part, I find that very cute. It's very nice. But there's a part of me, and I even said it on Twitter. There's a part of me, and I know it's probably mostly selfish, that I really like the fact that Luffy was special in that case where he could be inside of that form by himself. I feel like it takes away from the fact that he's special, and that he has like to share this uniqueness of Nika with somebody else. I understand there was other Joybos before him, but that's the whole point of like a generation that like somebody else is gonna be born to be the next Joy Boy. That's what makes it so special. I know that this is supposed to be wholesome, but again, it's just my selfishness personally. And also, I don't like that the idea that somebody else can be broken with that power also, and that broken without even like hard work or training. You know how hard Luffy trained to get to that point. So like for a 12-year-old just to be obviously, I think she's gonna have nerves, she's not gonna be as strong, but still, like, she's still young. What like stops her from like later on getting older and mastering hockey and just becoming like broken like in the verse? But then when I pointed that out on Twitter, a lot of people told me like, no, how her devil fruit work, and even Saturn spoke about it, is that the more she knows about the certainty of a future, the less her devil fruit power work. So that's going to be the auto nerf that happens, where like right now she's a child, and when you're a child, your imagination is just crazy, so you are not certain of things, you imagine them so much, so you're the most powerful. So I think that when she grows older, she won't be able to do these things as much, and she won't be as strong. So I would be happy with that nerf, at least, because it would just makes no sense otherwise. But yeah, again, for the whole like form and everything, I would have rather Luffy stay like special like that. But I understand the concept of like, oh, I'm freeing others so they can become free like me. I don't want to be the king of the world. I want to reign with others together. That's the whole point of like, there's no one king, you know. Um. By the way, I don't see myself on your
Oh,
stream
yeah,
anymore.
sorry. I actually forgot
Oh,
that I was, because I
oh,
totally
that's
wrapped
fine.
up and I was,
Uh,
sorry, whoopsies. I was, I was
that's
actually
fine.
messaging.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. And then so I think that maybe something that I would have preferred, and again, this is still selfish for me, and I know, is that I think that Luffy can free other people without them necessarily having the Nika form like him and having the same powers as him. I would have loved for maybe Bonnie, to have her own form, her own free form, and she can still be strong on her own. Like if everybody can become like a Gear 5, I think that again, it's cute, like the concept, but I really wanted Luffy to be special. But again, it's just like preferences, but I understand the concept still. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be shitting on One Piece or anything. I think it's just like a preference thing, and I'm just gonna try to keep keep seeing where Oda is gonna go with this, because maybe it's just Bonnie. Maybe nobody else is gonna be able to take that form, but they will be able to take the spirit, if that makes sense, you know. So
So,
yeah.
very very quickly, I wanted to go over because 3 Day. Shout out to 3 Day. She's like one of the big goats of the One Piece community. We all love her. Go follow her on Twitter. Make sure that you guys are following her. But 3Day on Twitter made a really good comparison, and I actually did want to bring this up too. So I'm glad that we were kind of thinking, because when the ancient robot says, "Ah, there you are," like Joy, like "Ah, there you are," right? And he was looking for like Nika and stuff, and Joy Boy didn't actually say that until Bonnie came, right? So 3 Day made a tweet, right? So the sun god Nika was a woman, which, when you're looking at the Bible that Kuma was holding, we already know that he followed like the church of the sun god Nika. There's a woman on the cover. Very
Wait,
interesting.
I didn't see. Was there? Oh, there's. You're right. But wait, isn't the woman just like? I thought that it was always like, mother, like Mary or something like that. Maybe that's what it symbolized more than
Mary doesn't
Nika.
exist in the One Piece world, though.
No, but
You know what I
maybe
mean?
there's something. Maybe there's like a maybe there's like a figure that we don't know about. Like, I don't know, a
I
parallel
would
or
actually,
something.
honestly, I would doubt it. I would doubt that there's
Okay.
just this random figure we don't know when we have Joy Girl, right? And it's like, it would make sense if the sun god Nika was originally a woman. This is the Bible that they pray to, and then Joy Boy, who we know is like different, has the body and embodied the sun god Nika, right? That's why there's those two different terms. I think that makes the most sense. I think that's like the best thing. So really appreciate that. I think that's really good comparison. So shout out to 3 Day. I think that was a really good find, especially because when you're looking at the Bible, like there's a reason that Oda drew a woman on the Bible, right? It's not just some random woman, right? It especially like now that we're seeing that Joy Girl exists.
But I have
Um,
a question. The like Bonnie's fruit was created in her era. It was like artificially created in her era. So this fruit did not exist before.
that's not true.
But I'm telling you what happened in the manga. I'm not creating
No,
new
no.
information.
Like it was just copied, right? Like they don't.
Yeah, yeah,
The only person.
but they did it themselves, like this, like
Yeah, they
scientifically
copied it
speaking.
from another devil fruit, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
she, but the actual devil fruit existed before. The only person who's actually made new devil fruits is Caesar Clown.
But the thing is, okay, I'm trying to understand here. Her devil fruit of aging things existed before, but they created, like, what happened exactly? I'm confused.
I'm pretty sure that they just had the devil fruit and they were just giving it to every person. But once it got to a certain point, because remember they were like just having children and like
But what
talking them.
what was Saturn talking about? Because he was talking about the fact that he knows about her devil fruit and it was an experiment.
Yeah,
I-
they
I'm
never said
I'm
that they were
confused
clone.
now.
They never said they were cloning devil fruits. So like, what I would assume, like, could it be a clone? Yes, because Vegapunk was cloning devil fruits, right? Like with Momonosuke's. But there's always the original devil fruit. The devil fruit existed before. Like, because
Okay,
Vegapunk's like devil fruits, he doesn't like
so
make new ones, right?
does she have the original one right
I would assume so. I would assume she has
now?
the original
Okay,
one. I guess we don't technically know, but I never
okay,
took
this is
that as cloning.
confusing.
I just took it that every time the devil fruit stopped working, they would just kill the user and then give it to somebody else.
Okay, okay. It was
Um,
sliced into. Oh wait, it was spliced into her gene without her eating it. Okay, okay, okay. That's the part. That's the information that I was missing,
there we
because I
go.
was like, when did that happen? I was confused.
Yeah,
Cool.
so they did it. So like that's basically the same thing as eating it, right? So
But
like
how come the girls never thought about how broken this fruit is? They lived for 800 years and they didn't think to themselves like she's gonna unlock this much potential.
probably not because Joy Boy didn't exist, right? So like as like
Mm.
remember as reality set in, like you were saying it earlier,
Yeah,
like as reality was
yeah,
setting in, like
yeah.
that's what
She's
they
only that
realized.
strong because she's a kid right now. Yeah, yeah.
I also just because Fizo had sent me some stuff on Twitter that I just wanted to say really quickly before. But a lot of people were upset that Bonnie was so young and doing it too. Which in Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball has kids that have also transformed. This isn't anything new. We know that Oda takes a lot from Akira Toriyama. Um, so having like a kid transform and become this powerful, we've had this happen multiple times in like Dragon
It
Ball and
makes
other
sense.
media. Yeah,
It makes
makes
sense with no, but not even about Dragon Ball. It makes sense with whatever I said. Where like she is the strongest now, young, because of her devil fruit, because imagination, the whole thing, the whole concept. because
I
because when reality is set more like precisely in her head, she's not going to be able to transform into a certain future. She's only able to transform into uncertain futures.
I actually disagree with you there, but
But
I was
I'm
just
not the one who
specifically
created that. Again, it's Saturn who said that.
no, no, no. But the thing is, so Hime, the thing is, Saturn said that before she realized Nika existed. This is now like a set future. So like that's not like her devil fruit only works when it's like that she faces the harsh realities of the world. But if she realizes that there isn't harsh realities of the world, her devil fruit will still work because of Nika.
I don't
Like
think that has to do anything with like the
yeah, because
certainty
Saturn
of a
because
future.
yeah, because when Saturn's like you cannot defeat us, she couldn't do it. But now that she sees Luffy and she's like, "Oh, well, I know that this is possible." And that's why she's doing it, right? Like because Luffy is giving her unlimited freedom. So there isn't going to be like that hit. Like Saturn was only saying that because Saturn literally was like, "Oh, she doesn't know that Nika exists." And if you look at those panels and you look back to that chapter, he specifically made sure that Bonnie didn't know that Joy Boy existed yet and was just a myth so that he could try to psychologically do it.
But
The
but so he lied about her devil fruit. You're saying?
no, Hime. It's like when she didn't realize Joy Boy was real and thought that it was just some sort of belief, Saturn was able to get into her mind because it's a mental nerve, right? That she has. It's not like a physical one. So it's like if she doesn't believe something can happen, it doesn't happen.
Okay, but
But
what is the nerve that he's talking about?
that is what I'm just saying. He the nerf was is that Bonnie has to face the harsh reality of the world, which is remember what Bellamy was talking about back in Jaya, right? When Bellamy and Luffy were having their fight, and Bellamy was like, "There's no Sky Island. Pirates don't dream of treasure. Like you're out of your mind. You're losing it." And then Luffy said, "No, I'm going up there, right?" And it's like when
Okay,
you go
so
against the realities of the world, and that's what Luffy is. Luffy is true freedom. So that's basically the
okay,
interaction that Bonnie and Saturn had.
okay, so here I'm gonna read to you what happens. According to Saturn, the limit is that the more knowledgeable she ends up getting about something, the more her ability is locked. So basically, as long as she has no clue what something actually is, she has access to that future. That's the nerve that Saturn said.
That's not how he explained it though. Like if you're
That's
actually
that's
reading
that's but
no, go
that's
bring up
what
the chapter. That
happened.
no, what happened is he said that as reality sits in it's reality versus fantasy, right? So as long as Bonnie understands that Joy Boy is a reality and something that can happen, she can turn into it. Or else she would have never been able to, because like Saturn already used it, right? Saturn said, "Oh, once you face the harsh reality of the world," and she faced it, right? And she was like, "Joy Boy doesn't exist. I'm weak. I'm this. I'm that." We saw it, and then as soon as she realized Joy Boy was real, she got her powers back.
Yeah,
So
but
that is actually debunked in the manga.
Boostless, I'm saying the same thing as you, but like she's saying the opposite. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
No, hold up. So let me read my super chats first, and then I'll try to go more into it. So, Terrence Matthews with the $5, he says, "I already know that Roger and Cole are going to have a problem with this. They might. I think that especially a lot of Luffy fans, if they're super hardcore, may not like that he's not like super special anymore. So I'd be interested to see their perspectives." And then Balden with the $10 super chat. "Bonnie is a harbinger of the true One Piece, which is Buggy D Clown fused with Caribou."
So even D
Pretty
says
crazy.
that he think that Shu misunderstood, because even on the
Nah.
line I'm looking on Twitter and everybody is saying what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
But Twitter misunderstands everything, right? So like we can go back
Uh,
to that
I
chapter.
I think that like I mean I think that they're right because that's how I understood it, and like there's like many people who are agreeing.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
understand, but so here's the thing, right? Because a lot of people very clearly under like this chapter debunks that though, right? Like this chapter actually completely debunks this. Um because when you look back and if somebody could give me the chapter where this happened, and I think the whole point of that interaction is that Bonnie was losing faith and Saturn capitalized on that. Yes, that is the entire point of that interaction, and you put it perfectly, Spartan. It wasn't that Bonnie knew more about the world, right? Because Saturn was lying to her. So the fact that this isn't based on truth, it was based on Saturn lying to Bonnie that Joy Boy didn't exist and that they could not be beaten. And that's why Bonnie did it, because it's mental. It's what she believes will happen will happen. That's why she was like, why am I losing my power? And then that's why Saturn is like, your devil fruit works like this, and it's because she lost faith in the future she was trying to represent. If she truly believes in something, it will happen. That's how she was able to go into those different states. That's why when she was looking at Luffy and she was like, wait a second, you said that future was just when I'm the most free, right? And that's how Luffy explained it, and then she was just able to go into it. So it's like she went into like one of the most powerful states just because she was like, I know that this exists and I'm going to do it. But when Saturn was telling her about it, right, he says, the more you know about reality, and I'm trying, and if somebody could just give me the chapter, we could go through it. But that was the entire point of that chapter, was the fact that it was like Saturn was basically capitalizing on the fact that Bonnie didn't believe that she could win anymore, and he was trying to like mentally nerve her.
So Jose is saying something very interesting. He said, Saturn said one thing, yet Bonnie's power been acting differently. So it's not that I'm confused. Is that the manga is showing something different? It's not us that is confused. Saturn said something completely different, which is why a lot of people, a lot of people are very confused about like this whole concept and the nerf.
Well, it was because Saturn was lying to them, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
like,
so the whole thing is that, so that's what I was asking you. I was like, did Saturn lie?
Yeah, he was basically,
Yeah,
well, he wasn't lying technically to Bonnie. He was like, when you face the realities of the world, because we have to remember, his reality is actually, you know what? This is going to be so much easier if I explain it like this. Saturn was lying to try to nerf Bonnie. He was just trying to get Bonnie to think that she would lose. That's what happened. But it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but that's what happened in that interaction, where it's like, technically, yes, that's how her devil fruit works, but the reality of the world isn't the reality that Saturn was saying, because the reality of the world is Luffy and freedom. Okay, so that's what that was the lie.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm actually hating that now, because that means that she can actually be broken in the future and like be even stronger than Luffy in top tiers, and I don't want that to happen personally. I don't like that.
The thing is like, it probably won't happen like exactly like that. You know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna just be like top tier. And also, like, Luffy could very easily beat her, right? Because she has this entire like mental nerve going on, and she very clearly has a lot of trauma.
But she's only 12. Like, what happens when she becomes older? She master Haki, and is she just gonna become top of the verse?
You don't know if she's gonna be able to master Haki, right?
No, but what I mean, like if now her potential is like this at 12-year-old, like imagine in the future, you know?
I mean, like, look at how Ace's potential was. Like, when Ace was
but Ace died. No, we're not gonna compare them.
Yeah, but like, look at Ace. Like, when he was like 10, he was having like Conqueror's Haki, and was like, he literally went off to sea and immediately became one of the strongest pirates ever. Like, age is just never really a factor in a lot of this.
I don't know. I feel like Oda has to be careful, because otherwise it's just going to be weird. I don't know, but that's just my personal preference. I need her to have a super big nerf, otherwise it's just too much. It's like Gear 5. The nerf right now is the stamina. Right now she's 12-year-old, so she's gonna have a lot of nerf just based on her age. But I want bigger nerfs if her potential is going to be even bigger in the future.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. I actually found the exact chapter. So it's chapter 1103. And in this chapter, we see Saturn, and he goes, your father Kuma is truly dead. Mental nerf right there. We see like Bonnie is here, obviously struggling with Saturn. And then she even says, if I'm going to get killed here anyways. And she thinks, I'm going to die here, because Saturn has been doing this entire mental nerf this entire time. And also, we have to remember, Saturn had that power where she was having trouble moving. Everybody around her wasn't doing it. And then, like, when she hits him, she truly thinks she's going to die. She's like, I'm going to die here. She thinks she can't get out of it, and that's why her power doesn't work. And that's why she's like, I suddenly feel weak again. Why? Saturn doesn't make people feel weak. And this was the thing where it's like, she felt weak because she was hopeless. She was without hope. And that's the thing about Bonnie, is that if she faced Blackbeard is no diffing her, right? Like this, like, she'd just die. And then it says, you don't understand its meaning. And then that's just where Saturn says, it seems she hasn't drawn the connection between Straw Hat and his new wife form, right? And then that's why Saturn is able to capitalize on it, where she's like, you
Yeah,
owe that
but
power of yours to me. Like, you
but
can't do
but
this. This ability matches.
but I want you to read the part where he talks about like when you're certain of something you cannot do it, like that part. That's the part that is
No,
confusing people.
but you forgot the first part. So like he says it right here. It's an ability that
Mhm.
can transform you
Yeah.
into a state that matches any future perceived to be possible.
Okay.
But that means the possibilities become limited as your future becomes more certain. So is he
Okay.
saying as you uncover the truth, which is basically he knows that she didn't make the connection between him, like Joy Boy and Luffy. So that's why it's like if you believe a future is possible, you can do it. But as you reach the reality where you realize that a future is more certain, you can no longer use the power. But
Okay, what does
now,
that mean? That part. What does that mean? That part.
so
That's what I'm
this is a
trying to
really
understand.
so this is a really good example, like in this thing. Bonnie thought she was going to die. Because she thought that future was so certain, she couldn't use her power. She couldn't do anything to stop it. That was the future that was going to happen regardless. So let's say that Bonnie is facing Luffy, and Luffy says, "You're going to lose. You can't be Nika. You can't do this." And she thinks that that future is the most certain. She can't use her power. That's why when Luffy is like, "Come on, you can do it. You can do anything," she's like, "Oh wait, that future is possible, and therefore I can do it." Um,
But it contradicts itself because now she's certain of that future. How is she able to go to that future if like whenever she's certain she can't?
No, it's that she believes that it could be it's perceived as possible, and then when it's like if your future is more certain. So like in an instance where you think you're going to die, like Luffy would never think that, right? It's not his mindset. Bonnie with her mindset would be like, I'm going to die, I can't do anything,
Okay,
and
but
therefore
let's
her
say
power is
she's
useless.
sure she won't die and she's sure of transforming into Nika. She is
Then she can
sure.
do it.
It's certainty. But that's the thing, it makes no sense because he
No,
said that when
you're
you are
you're using the
certain you
word.
can't.
No, you're using these terms and you're confusing yourself. Like she isn't certain. She believes that that is a possible future, and she's able to go into it. The reason that he's saying it becomes more certain is because it's his reality. So like when Saturn is saying that, he's like, the reality here is that you're going to lose. I'm going to kill your father. I'm going to kill Vegapunk. I'm going to kill all of your friends. That is the reality of the world, right? That the world government will win and you will lose. That is what he's talking about. You have to remember, you have to see it from Saturn's perspective. It's not Bonnie thinks this can happen, therefore she's certain of her future. No, what he's saying there is that when she faces the reality of the world in which she cannot do anything to face the world government, she can't ever escape, she is going to die to the Gorosei. That is what he is talking about. So don't focus on the term certain because, like, yeah, she is certain, like, when she's with Luffy, that she's going to live. But what Saturn is saying is that, like, as you become more certain that the world is filled with heartache and hardship and there's no freedom and there's only oppression, that's what you're going to succumb to. And that's what Saturn is saying. It's a difference of ideology. Because if she was to become more certain of Joy Boy and Luffy, she'd be able to transform.
I just want to say that Oda did an awful job at explaining this. Because half the 90% of the fandom, if what you're saying is right, 90% of the fandom didn't understand it. I'm just saying.
But it says right in the next panel, Nika is just as an impossible myth you wanted to believe in. So like I don't understand why people like they're only reading the one.
I think it's the certain. I think it's the certain future that is like fucking up everybody.
But-
Because if he would
but the
have
next-
said, if he would have talked about like, if she has faith in whatever she believes in, she can do it. And he
Yeah.
wouldn't be saying that like, it's only about a certain future, because people are gonna think like, she is certain of a future where she can become Nika, but that's a certain future.
But-
that's the I think it's the way he phrased things, and it's confusing.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like people just are thinking of it as like the thing. Think of it like as religion. This is
No,
religion,
I,
right?
I understand it now,
So,
but
like-
I'm telling you,
so, yeah,
I
I know a lot
understand
of
the
people-
confusion.
Yeah, but so here's my thing, because right after he says this, he goes, Nika is just an impossible myth you wanted to believe in. That's the uncover the certain future. Like it has another bubble where it says Nika is impossible. That's why she can't transform into it. I'm pretty sure that the devil fruit, and the reason they were trying to do it is because they wanted to create another Nika.
Yeah, but I think,
And that's why they were doing it. And when you think about it that way, like, think about why they were
I think-
only making Zoan devil fruits with
Yeah.
Caesar and all of this. So like when you read it along, like this makes the most sense. Like this is the most accurate
Because-
translation. And then Bonnie, after this, every single action she's done has been incongruent with what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Everything she's done
is
after this has been what I've said. So
yeah. Because Busla said it's a translation thing, and I believe it, to be honest. Because as I said, like, it's not just me; it's tons of people who understood it that way. So it might just be like just a misunderstanding translation thing, to be honest. And again, like, some people maybe understood it the way you understood it. You're the first person who explains it to me that way. By the way, I read a lot of things, a lot of people explanation, and nobody explained it that way. I
yeah,
just wanted to
I
let you
think
know.
that I think a lot of people just aren't thinking of this in terms of religion. Like this entire chapter has been
Mm,
in terms of like religion. Very quickly, I just want to say
mm-hmm.
because Terrence Matthews did do a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Terrence Matthews. I don't mind it because I think there's a connection between Luffy and Bonnie's Devil Fruit because imagination for every god there's a goddess. I agree 100%. I think that that is the main thing. I think that the sun god Nika was originally a woman, and these fruits are probably complementary. Probably why the world government was trying to do it in the first place. Like I said, I think they were trying to create another Joy Boy. And that's one of the reasons why they had Bonnie, and they just basically said, well, the fruit is useless, right? Because nobody can ever imagine complete freedom. But Bonnie could imagine it then. She thought it, she was like, that is a possible future because she saw Luffy. And only after she saw Luffy did she do it. And when you're looking throughout these
Mm-hmm.
panels, it says Nika is impossible myth you wanted to believe him. Nika's real. I've been looking for him. Yet your sudden weakness proves you are starting to doubt his existence is possible. That's this entire interaction here.
Mm,
It's not about her power of her being certain of the future. It's you don't believe enough in the sun god Nika. You don't believe in your religion enough. And she's like, I do believe in this. And he's like, then why are you wavering? So that's what you have to think about it. This entire thing
mm,
is a religious experience. Bonnie has just met God. That's what
mm.
this is. Bonnie literally met God and said, "Holy shit, God is real."
Yeah,
So
but the thing is,
that's what this
again,
is.
this thing is again, I still hope that Oda's gonna nerf her a ton. I know that she can only maintain this a few minutes, but we don't know what happens when she grow older and becomes stronger. So I need Oda to put a big ass nerf on her, because otherwise she's gonna be way too broken. Like
But
even more broken than Luffy. It's gonna be crazy. But we'll have to see
yeah,
how Oda
yeah.
handle that.
Fizo
Okay.
and Fizo also said very limited stamina too. Which is true. Bonnie has like a super limited
Yeah, yeah,
stamina.
but
She
again,
can't keep these
we
forms.
but that's the thing. She's only 12. So that's why I said that Oda has to be very careful how he handles her in the future.
Yeah, but like she can like barely keep her forms for
But
like longer than
again,
like
I said
an
it,
attack.
but that's why
But
I said that I hope that he keeps a good nerf when she grow older. This is what I said.
yeah. But what I'm saying is like for the manga's duration, she's not gonna get older. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's my thing. Like it literally won't matter because the manga will be over by then. So like right now she can
Mm.
literally only keep it for like a single attack. Like if at the end of the manga she may be able to keep it for 3 attacks. But that's her nerf right now. And it's like you can say, "Oh, well when she's like Luffy's age, sure, when she's Luffy's age we can
Yo, is
theorize all
Bonnie
we
now
want."
like top of the verse? Like,
Uh
what is she right now?
three days said a lot of people are just as confused as Hime. I think that this is actually now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, I can see how people are confused about it.
Very confusing, bro.
But thank you guys for saying you like my explanation. Hopefully Hime can cut that down a little
Yo,
bit for the
I
video
was,
short.
bro. I was like, bro, Chestnut. There's like 1,000 people who misunderstood this. It's not just me.
Listen,
uh,
listen. I think now that I'm seeing it, because like I always saw like these chapters from a religious perspective, and I think that when I
mm,
read One Piece, it's literally like I'm reading the Bible. I don't know if that's controversial to say, but this is literally the manga Bible. That's why there's so many. I mean, there's so many references to the actual Bible too. But like when I'm reading this entire thing to me literally was like just like my faith, and I feel like I'm obviously I'm Catholic. Hime is Muslim. If you look at it as like a way of like like if it's somebody said like, oh well, you don't believe in Allah enough, right? And you would be like, well, I do, and then it's like, but you're wavering, and then you see Allah, and you're like, oh my god, that's basically what this is. So it'd be like
mm.
it would be like if I met Jesus. I'm like, I believe in Jesus, and then Jesus came with like 3 bottles of wine and was like, yo, what's up? I'm Jesus, and you're like, Jesus? That's literally what this is.
So like the power
Uh,
of Bonnie is the more she sees, the more powerful she becomes in a way. Because like
yes,
if that
yes.
makes sense, like the more yeah, yeah. So it's like. yeah, the more she informs herself, the more she sees, the more powerful she becomes. It makes sense. Okay.
So as long as she understands that future is possible and she sees it, because remember, okay, an actual really good way to do it. Do you remember when you believed in Santa Claus? Actually, did your
Yeah, when and then when I was sure that it doesn't exist, I couldn't imagine that possibility again. So you can.
exactly?
It's, oh my god, this is such, you should, you know what, you should have started with this. You should have started with this example. You literally would have not have to go on these tangents if you would have did the Santa Claus explanation,
Yeah,
bro.
so Bonnie literally had an existential crisis about Santa Claus. That's this entire interaction. That manga panel is literally that. And then she finds out Santa's actually real. And she's like, "Oh my god, a fat man has been leaving presents under my Christmas tree."
Yeah. You know what, it makes so much sense, because like, and that is why she is so powerful as a young kid, because she doesn't like think logically. Like, a lot of people are gonna be like, if like, they're gonna be like, oh, there's no way Nika exists, oh, there's no way this exists. But like, when you're a kid, sometimes like, you're like, no, I believe in this fairy tale, I believe in this, I believe. So that's why also, even before meeting Luffy, she was able to do the gear third. Like, now it all makes sense, because like, as a child, like, you're more prone to believe in things that other people think are a fairy tale. But and other people need proof to be like, nah, like, I need proof. Like, in our age, we need proof of things to most of the time believe in it. In her right now, like, yeah, she needed proof to like transform completely into her Nika form, but she still had faith. That's why she was able to do the gear third before.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, that's
Also,
that's cool. I love the religion like parallel. Like, I love
yeah.
that.
Also,
Okay,
also, I did
I
I
can't
did not.
believe I was misunderstanding this. I cannot
No,
believe
yeah, it's
this.
like a religion thing. I don't know if it's the same. I guess it's that, but like sometimes there's like, I don't know if like Muslims have it too, but like I don't think that like Catholics, they have like the sudden death experience where it's like you die and you see God and you're like, oh my god, and then that's how like people become
um,
born again.
so us, like, you don't. There's no like actual physical form that you can seek God. So there's never like, oh, how God looks like, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I know that like God
That's fine.
sometimes is like either like a burning bush or he's just like a dude and he's like, yo, it's me, God.
uh,
Except like in Family Guy, where like he's just like an ass, and I'm like, bro, this is kind of like not good, Family Guy.
oh my god. Ah, yeah, but no, but honestly, but still, like, very cool. Okay, so now, like, how I see things again, I think she is still more powerful as a kid, and she's going to not be as powerful as an adult, because she's gonna start thinking critically more, like, in a logical way,
Yeah,
when she grows older. And she's gonna stop, like, being so free spirited, unless like
that
she lives her life and stays this way. But inevitably speaking, when you grow older, you're less prone to like believe in so much stuff, and be more like, you're more logical about things. But still, very cool, very
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's like as she gets older, she's gonna need to think more about things too. So it's like she's gonna be like, this is the actual processes of how it happens. So remember when people are thinking about like how Gear Second works, and it's like, well, actually, it's because the blood was pumping in this, and it's like Bonnie probably would just have to think more in depth about certain things, even though she knows their
Yeah.
possibilities. But she would have to be completely certain. So it's like as a kid, you're like, oh, I can just do this, but Bonnie's like, well, if I
Yeah,
vasoconstrict this, and I do this, and I heal this, and I do this, and I
because
do this,
for
and that could be
example,
also the thing too.
yeah, because for example, like when you grow older, you understand that, oh, to go to the moon, you have to have like a spaceship, you have to have this, and you start to think about that. So if she doesn't know the mechanics of things, she maybe will not be able to see that future. But like, as a kid, you're like, oh, I can just fly to the moon, and you truly believe, because you have to truly believe it is possible. As an adult, you don't truly believe you can fly to the moon. There's nobody in our age that has this faith that they can fly to the moon. But maybe a kid, a 12-year-old, is like, I believe I can do it. So he will be able to do it. So I think that's
Yeah,
gonna be the nerve, that once she grow older, unfortunately, she'll have to think of the mechanics of things to be
which I
able to
think
see that near
and
future.
I think that's a much better explanation than she's
Yeah.
limited it. So that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Also,
I love that. I love that.
Young Smokey with a $20 super chat. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. Love the Chibi Girls. This chapter is effing insane. Bonnie for Namaka.
Bro,
Absolutely. 100%. I've been saying this the whole time. Have Bonnie join. I love Bonnie. I think that Bonnie would make an
I think
absolutely excellent
this is
candidate for
confirmation. Isn't this like confirmation? Almost. I mean,
I don't know, bro. Kind of.
Unless Kuma, I don't know, like out of nowhere becomes better when they go on a journey to travel the world together, him and his daughter, because that's his dream. I I personally think Kuma's dying because I think that's a very good like ending where like he sees he's like, okay, I can go, I can rest. Because this man needs to be in peace and he will never find peace until he dies. Okay? Let's be real here. And I think that she's going to travel the world with the Pirate King now.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Also, Young
Yeah.
Toki, thank you for saying that we're killing it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Fizo, I think I'm going to need to have Hime
Yo,
explain to me more about Islam because I did not know that you guys had like kind of a different perspective on God, which is super interesting to learn.
don't worry about it. That's totally fine.
No,
Like
I didn't even realize the thing. I thought you guys thought. I mean, like obviously, like you know, some people are like, oh, God is a woman and stuff, and it's like usually like in Christianity we have like God is just like this dude, which like some people like think like God is like an entity, which like I do kind of agree, but like usually when we have like God manifested, it's like just like some guy. Like just some guy with like an unshaven beard, and like that's like Jesus too. Like Jesus is just like some dude who's like, yo, I'm like a guy. So it would be really cool. Maybe one day, like either you or Fiso can sit me down and we can learn it.
Sure. No worries. Like, don't worry. There's no like that's totally normal. Everybody normally like they even in your head you're not supposed to normally, but even in your head like you it's hard to imagine something without like materializing it in your head. You know.
Yeah.
So everybody
yeah.
materialized it because that's all you know. You cannot imagine what you have never seen. What you have. You see what I mean? So you will use like stuff that you've seen, you've heard concepts, so it's inevitable for you to materialize things, concepts. Like it's hard like
Yeah.
think, okay, how does a sound like look in your head, and it's gonna be vibration, so you're still materializing it, you know. It's hard to like have like something empty in your head when you think about something. So don't worry, it's totally normal.
No, yeah. I've read like a few passages of the Quran when I was in school. I've read the Bible because I went to a Catholic school, but we did read like a few passages of the Quran. It was very beautiful. We read I think like I can't remember what it was, but I know that we read like some really pretty verses and they were very nice. But I don't know
Mm-hmm.
very much else other than the stuff that we've talked about for Islam. I do know a lot about like Hinduism and Buddhism. I was really interested in that. I really like those faiths.
That's very interesting. Even me, I was interested to know more about that.
Yeah,
That was very cool.
those are really cool because I just always figured like, oh, Islam is basically the same as Christianity, except you know we believe like a few different things. But I didn't realize it was like kind of a little bit more different than I thought. So I learned something new, which is really cool. Hopefully my friends can also
Oh,
continue to educate me.
wait.
Go ahead.
I need to, because you know the theory I was talking about at the beginning. I need to come back to that, but otherwise I'm gonna forget. So you were saying at the beginning that there's gonna be a traitor between like
Mhm.
the 12 people, Joy Boys and stuff. There's a theory online. A lot of people are talking about it. Is the fact that that traitor, obviously we all think it's Emu for now, and that what happened is that Emu had Bonnie's devil fruit, was able to transform into Joy Boy, and was able to how you say it how do you say the word was able to trick the others, and that is why everybody now when you see them they're apologizing to Joy Boy. That's a theory. That's a theory online, and I
Oh!
find it very interesting. I find it very interesting because maybe that's the whole thing about like you know these two devil. Because I don't think that Oda would just create the Bonnie's devil food just for the fun of it. There's probably a past regarding that devil fruit, and maybe it's something there. There's something there. I don't know, because why are they apologizing to Joy? Like what? That maybe because they believed in something they shouldn't have believed in, and they all like betrayed him in a way, and maybe that's the I don't know. What do you think? I think that's a very cool theory.
I actually love that theory, and it goes off of my thing where it's like I thought it was a traitor. Literally the imposter Among Us. You know, like the shape shifting ability in Among Us.
love that. I actually love that. I actually love that
I'm
theory.
sorry. I'm sorry that I'm screaming. Hopefully your guys' ears are still working. But also I have another $20 super chat from the chemist. Chemist is a good friend of mine. He says, if you haven't done so already, please follow these two amazing creators. Truly some of the best creators I've seen who are passionate about what they talk about and absolutely wonderful people. You guys are wonderful people. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Honestly, you guys are fantastic. I'm so glad that you like coming in here and hearing us discuss One Piece and religion and, you know, everything in between. It's really truly amazing, and you guys are such a fantastic community, and I appreciate when you guys agree and disagree with me. I also appreciate that Jose sent adult diapers in my DMs, and I accidentally put that on the stream, saying, should I send this to Hime? Hilarious. But Hime...
I am just getting to know about that. What the fuck?
That was so funny. I love doing it.
These motherfuckers.
Like, you called me short today. I have a complex.
Because wait. As if being short is as bad as wearing diapers. Okay.
I only said Hime that you are old. Somebody asked me on Twitter, they're like, I thought you guys were the same age. I'm like, I'm 23. And he was like, how old is Hime? I'm like, she's 28. There's only a 5-year age gap, but honestly, she's a millennial, so disgusting.
I just want to say that you guys look older than y'all age. We look young for our age. I just want to say.
I look like a child. I've actually literally I still go trick or treating.
Because you do look like. I mean you. But a lot of Gen Z look older than their age. It's
yeah, that's because they're stressed. Unfortunately, when you're like
honestly,
me,
yeah. The word. Listen, the vibes are always off.
The short jokes need to stop in the chat. I'm not that short.
But honestly, this is but yeah, this theory, I love it. I read it online and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like,
no, that theory,
the more
that theory is actually sick.
It makes sense because again, why would Oda just create Bonnie's devil fruit out of nowhere? There has to be something that happened in the past with this devil fruit. Like, this devil fruit has to be important, in my opinion. It has to come from somewhere, like something history from it, you know?
Yeah. What is the doctor coming? The doctor?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. What?
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's another short joke.
Anyways, but honestly,
also,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say really quickly, yeah, what, because Smokey said, One Piece encompasses so much of the world and its various cultures. It does, and you could have like an encyclopedia just going through. I mean, with the amount of theory videos like pulling from different stuff, there's just so much. And I think Elbaf is gonna be a really good example of like Nordic culture, Nordic mythology. So I'm so excited for it. It seems like we're a couple chapters away.
Yeah, listen, Fiza said, Chestnut, if you believe in a tall-ish future, it can happen. But again, since you studied and you're an adult, you will never be able to reach that future because you know that it is physically impossible. But if you were a child and didn't understand the concept of growing up, you would actually be able to be tall. Yeah, I just want to say, you know what? I think I will be able to explain Bonnie's power to anybody now. It's so much. When you understand it, it's like a concept. When you understand it, it's like my whole. You have opened a whole perspective. My whole world has changed. My whole life was a lie.
Also, boostless. I actually am a physician assistant. That's that was the joke. I am a physician assistant of general surgery. So I am like law, except I need to talk to my attendings, and then my attendings give me a heart attack every single day, and I go to work, and then I cry when I get home. Because that's how it is. I talk to my surgeons. My surgeons say I don't want to do this. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, wait.
I love my job and I love all of the people I work with. They're so sweet.
You know what? Okay, wait, I retract what I said. I said first that the more Bonnie knows things, the more powerful she becomes. But the thing is, the more she realizes things exist, the more she becomes strong. But if she knows more of the details of how that thing work, that's where like it becomes harder for her to get to that because it's less of a fantasy. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Like when if she like is like, okay, let me try to do all these intricate processes. Like That's what it is.
Yeah.
If she's just like,
So
I
mhm.
can just do this.
Oh,
Like
the
it'll
moon
happen.
exists. Oh, let me just fly there. But if she knows that, oh, to actually get there, I need like a spaceship and stuff. Like that's where it becomes
It would,
harder. Like,
yeah. So it's like she would have to be like, okay, so I need to make sure like there's a future where I'm able to do this, 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 and this, and this, which is probably what's going to happen. But it's like if she doesn't know any of that and she's like, oh, I can just do this. You know what I mean? And she's
yeah,
just like,
I can
so
just do
like
it.
her.
I can just
So
do it.
so yeah, so it's like with Luffy, she's like, I can do whatever Luffy can do because I don't know how his fruit works. She'll never know how his fruit works. It's just freedom. So
Exactly.
that's why she'll always be able to do that.
But once she learned, maybe growing up, how devil fruit works and how like it's only normally the person who eats it and stuff,
Well, she
she's
probably
going to
knows that
start.
already. I think
I
it's
don't
just
know.
like the freedom
Maybe
thing. So I
she's.
think with Luffy, it'll be different. You know what I mean?
Do
With
you
with
think?
that freedom power. Yeah, because she's
But
like,
do
I'm just free. I'm free from
but do you
everything.
think? But do you think that like she might like come to a realization at some point where like, oh, like I'm not supposed to be able to do that, and now she's gonna have this like sudden like how to say this, hesitation about it, so she won't be able to transform because she's going to understand it a bit more. Do you think that
Yeah,
could
because
happen?
you can't, because Luffy is just freedom, right? So like not with like certain powers. Like if she's just like, I want to create fire, it'll probably just be like that, right?
But
If she says, I want to create the Earth's surface in the palm of
but
my hand, that's a little bit more complicated,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But she doesn't know that he ate a fruit to become this way.
Yeah, no, she does. She knows he ate the
She
gum
know?
gum fruit. Yeah,
Wait,
everybody knows that.
but I don't think Bonnie does.
Yeah, she does.
I think
She
the
was a
Bonnie.
part of
I
the
think
first generation. She knew everything. The
no,
first
no,
generation
but I don't
characters knew
think she
everything about the other
knows.
ones.
But I don't think she knows that it's the gum gum fruit that made him Nika. I think that in her head, she just think that he is just the sun god Nika out of nowhere, just like that,
Well,
just because
well,
of
she
his
asked.
appearance.
Well, she asked him, right? Like even in this chapter, she goes like, she's just like, oh, it's when Luffy says, oh, that's just when I'm the most free, and she's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
just the
But
freedom.
he didn't. Yeah, but that's the thing. I think that if one day, I don't think it's gonna happen in the series because it's going to be like it's going to like take away the magic from it. But if one day he sits down with her and be like, because even himself he doesn't understand shit. Let's be honest. But if he sits down with her and be like, well, I'm able to transform into this god because this devil fruit is permitting me to do so because of its awakening and blah blah blah. And now that she understands that, she's gonna be like, oh, now she knows how it works, so maybe she's not able to do that because she won't believe that she can because she needs to eat it. Maybe that's where it will nerf her to the point where she won't be able to do it, is
I
what I'm
doubt it.
saying.
I doubt it because she's already done it. She already knows that she can do it, so it won't make any
No, no,
sense if
but
she all of a sudden can't.
no, but because we spoke about this, is that like when you don't know how things work necessarily, you can do it because you believe you can just do it.
Well, no,
But
it's
if
just
you
like
know how they
she'll
work,
she'll
that's where
know.
like you're.
She would just say, Hime, her power works where she's like, she could be like, give me a future where I eat the gum gum fruit and I awaken it and become Nika. That's all she would have to say.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
but
how her
like
power works.
if she has doubt in her heart, where like,
It's
oh,
just
now
doubt
that I
that she
know.
doesn't think that it can happen. So it's not
Yeah, but
like
exactly, but it's
I
hard.
think you're
But it's
thinking
hard.
think about
No, 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 no. But it's hard to not doubt something that you
you're
already
going
know how it works.
no. You're thinking back to what you were originally thinking with the thing. So like what I'm saying is like if she's like, oh, I need to like do this with the Earth surface, it's gonna be a little bit harder for her to materialize. But she's like, oh, I'm gonna be free like Luffy and be Nika. Because let's be honest, Luffy will thinks that he's just free, right? Regardless if people tell him if it's an awakening, he's like, nah, that's just me, and that's what she's gonna believe too, right? Like. And even if she gets older, she's gonna be like, I've already gone into this form. I know what true freedom is. Give me a form where I'm true freedom, right? Give me a form where I can make fire or I eat the flame fruit, right? So like not only is it going to open up more, it's just if she believes in it. It's like Descartes. I think therefore I am. Everything that I think is that. Like literally think of her powers like that. And obviously he was a Christian philosopher too. But you're thinking a little bit too hard into it, and you're trying
But
to like give
yeah,
her these
but
auto nerfs.
but
Like
I feel like what I said still makes sense. In a way where like, listen, but that's the thing, because when it with religion is different, because no matter how old you grow, if you have faith, you have faith because you
exactly.
truly have faith. But what I mean is that like if she start like going into a scientific road where she's like, wait, his devil fruit actually worked this way, and she stops having just that faith and start like taking it on a more logical route, that's where she won't be able to do it. So
doubt
she has to have
you're
faith
you're
that
you're think
it's possible.
you're thinking about it wrong again, because even if you do
No,
scientific
no,
route,
I'm
you can
just
still have faith and believe in God,
no,
which
no,
is
no, no.
basically what this
I'm
is.
not.
You're
No,
trying
you
you're trying to
misunderstood
give
me.
like
You
you're
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
give like
You
auto
misunderstood me.
nerfs.
I did not say that. I did not say that. All I'm saying is that if she takes that route and she stop having that faith, she won't be able to do it. Is what
You
I'm
can't,
saying.
but she already saw him. So like that Like if you're saying like in a world where she never saw Luffy, sure. Like maybe like that's how the thing. It's like if she doesn't believe in it, but if she believes in it, she can do it. You're trying to do like these auto nerfs where you're trying to nerf her already. Don't think about trying to nerf her for the story. That is her power. Her power just works. They're very like devil fruits are very easy. If she believes something can happen, it'll happen. Right? If she believes that she can take the velocity off, and I can say like, yeah, it might be a little bit harder when she gets older, and she's like, okay, I understand how this works. I believe that I can do this, 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 and this. It has to be perfect to this. Then yeah, that could be a little bit of a nerf. But as long as she believes in something, she can do it. If she doesn't believe in something, it won't happen. Super easy. That's how devil fruits
Yeah,
work.
but if
They're
she
very easy.
believes that to do this form she needs to eat a devil fruit, she won't be able to do it. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But she knows that she doesn't need to eat a devil fruit because she's gone into it already.
But that's the thing. If she grow older and she understand like how devil fruits work, like the whole like
Hime?
concept and of it, all I'm saying is that she won't be able to do it.
Regardless of the thing is that doesn't make any sense because regardless she was like I already did it in the past. That would be like if I drew a picture, if I drew something like an apple, and then in the future I was like, well, I know more about apples now, I can't draw it anymore. I already drew it. You know what I mean? Like you can't say that
so?
if
Okay,
you already
so
did
so
something.
but that's the thing. I don't think it works that way, and we don't have like proof that like if you did it once, you can do it forever, like in your. I think that you still need to have the same
that she can be totally
mindset.
free.
No, I think that you have to stay in the same mindset and not learn more about that thing because
Yeah, but
once you learn more about it, you become hesitant and you're like now that I know how it works, like I don't that makes no sense that I was able to do it, and then you start to be shaken up inside where like you're like okay, I cannot possibly do that.
But then you have faith, and that's the entire.
But that's the thing. But that's what I was talking about.
She
No,
already
because
has faith in Joy Boy. She
but
already
but
knows it exists, so
that's
it
what
doesn't matter.
that's where
You're
you're
trying to do the
misunderstanding
nerf.
me.
No,
No,
you're
no,
trying
you
to do the
misunderstand
auto
because
nerfs.
no, because it makes sense what I said. I'm saying that if she start going that route where like she loses faith because she understand more how things work and she doesn't have as
But
much
she,
faith, that's where she won't be able
but
to do that.
that's not how that Fihime. How could she lose faith if she already knows it exists? Just because she learned, she knows. Here's the thing:
Because
Bonnie
people
knows. Just like Bonnie knows about devil fruits. Bonnie knows about Luffy's devil fruit. Bonnie knows about devil fruit awakenings. Bonnie was even asking him about his weird form, like that she saw in the posters. Like Bonnie knows this stuff. She was one of the worst generation. She had her own pirate crew. You know what I mean? Like she knows a lot
but
about
that's the
the
thing.
world. She was able to break into Mary Joie, bro.
But this is not what I'm talking about. Because for example, if she believes now that she can fly to the moon because she doesn't know how it works, she'll be able she does it once. So that means that even if she grow older and she knows how it works, she will be able to do it just because she did it once. Is what you're saying?
I'm saying because the thing is that Bonnie ever says I want to fly to the moon, she would be like, give me a future, because that's not how it works, right? You're trying to take her devil fruit. Her power is give me a future where I can fly.
Yeah.
And then she'd be able to fly, right?
Okay.
So the reason that the devil fruits didn't work is because specifically with Saturn, and we saw this, right? They were trying to make her into Joy Boy, and that's why she was saying, give me a Nika-ish future. But as she realized that Joy Boy wasn't an actual possibility and she lost faith, her powers also like lost steam, right? Because her original power is the fact that she is able to make people older and younger, right? And in doing so, she can distort their future by basically saying, give me a future which he's fat, give me a future which he's skinny, which are really easy to comprehend, right? They're just super easy, super basic, super straightforward. The distorted futures that she does are like another subsection of her power in which she needs to truly believe it. So like her herself, right? She can distort other people's futures, but they're really straightforward. To give herself certain power, she just needs to believe that that's a possibility that can exist. So like we're trying to get into like this is what I'm saying. I think we're getting more into the weeds here, where it's like her power is straightforward. Her power is I believe this can happen, and if she doesn't believe it anymore,
yeah,
her
but
power
if
stops
she
working.
learned more about how it works, she
But I
might
don't
stop
think that
believing that it can. But no, I think it does matter.
I think
because,
you're going back into the original thing, Hime.
No, because
like
because
said,
it makes
going
sense.
back
There's
into the weeds.
connections. Because there's connections to it. I'm not saying that Oda's gonna do it. I'm just saying that it makes sense logically.
If Bonnie says, I know how different giants and humans are, which she already does, I can no longer become giant, that will not happen. Because she already knows, give me a future in which I become a giant. Because she knows that there are more possibilities. Caesar Clown was able to make a thing to do it. You don't think if she learns about that she can make herself a giant at any point? Just because you know more about something doesn't mean you can do it. Give me a future in which I actually ate the gum fruit, right? And I awakened it and I did that. It wouldn't change anything because she knows that that's a possible future. That's the thing. If she knows something can happen, she just needs to believe it can. That's the devil fruit,
But
right?
it's harder. But that's what I'm saying. It's harder to believe something can happen when you know exactly how it works when you're an adult. Is
But
all I'm
that's not
saying.
true with her power, and that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, if I know how stuff happens, that doesn't mean that it be harder. It's just like, okay, I just need to be more certain. I know exactly how this works. I'm
But
certain that this will work. That's all that would happen. Like I
but
said,
it's hard,
like
but that's
your
what I'm saying. It's hard to be certain of something that you think it's impossible because now you know exactly how it
no,
works.
it actually would be easier. You like what you're saying. He may think about it. You
I'm
don't.
just talking. I'm just talking of my perspective. Me personally,
No,
if
but
I
I'm
know exactly how something works, I'm gonna have a harder time to be like, oh, I can do it when I know that logically speaking, I wouldn't be able to. You see what I
so
mean?
here's the
Because
thing,
I'm
right?
logical.
No, but you're thinking about it, like your way of thinking isn't necessarily true, because think about it like this. I tell you, hey, turn on the stove, and you don't know how to turn on a stove, right? And you're like, well, the fire just magically comes out. And then you realize, oh, actually, there's a little bit more components to that, but I don't know how it works, right? So you can't turn it on anymore. And then you realize, well, this is how this works, and this connects to this, and then you're able to turn it on, right? Just because you know more, like, right? Like, it was only the middle portion in which you were uncertain. So if Bonnie learns more and is certain about something, it'll work, right? She just needs to be certain about it. So the more knowledge she gets is actually going to be
Yeah, yeah,
beneficial. The more
yeah, yeah.
knowledge you
But
have on something, the more certain you are it will work. Point blank.
yeah,
That's exactly how everything works. So if she's super certain on the fact that Luffy is able to transform because this, and this, that means that she will be able to do it in the future because she is so much more certain about it. That's what I'm telling you. It's not like
yeah,
you
yeah.
become
But
less certain because you know stuff.
yeah, but what I'm relating to it is like more like, for
Just,
example, like let's say, okay, so the thing that I'm talking about, if you're tired of talking about it, we can stop,
yeah,
by the
I
way.
think
But
I
but
just don't.
I want to add one last thing. What I'm talking about is makes totally sense too. It's like, for example, I believe that I can fly, but in physicality normally I wouldn't be able to fly, is what I'm saying. That like when I start growing older and I'm like, okay, normally humans cannot fly. I'm not talking about One Piece. I'm talking about like in reality, like, oh, I'll grow older and I'm like, okay, we're not supposed to be able to fly. I stopped being able to fly, is what I'm talking about. That's what
but
I was talking about.
but people can fly in one. This is what I'm saying. Like
I'm not talking
your
about that.
logic. But here's the thing.
I literally
Yeah, I know.
specified.
But here's
I'm
the thing,
giving you
Hime.
an, but I'm
But
giving you an
why?
example.
But why? But you this is the, and I think that your example makes sense to you because you're using real life logic. Real life logic doesn't exist in One Piece because there are people who literally, like, she could be like, give me a future in which I'm a Lunarian, and she can fly and be a Lunarian, right? So like, just because she knows that Lunarians can exist and fly doesn't mean that all of a sudden she would be less, you know what I mean, less likely to do it. She would just know more, and it would just be a more specific future. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't use real world logic on One Piece, and it's like it's impossible. Luffy like was traveling at light speed and went like across the entire ocean like in 3 days. Like, it was just flying. So it's like, if that's possible, there are other things. So the fact that you're like, oh, well, if you know all of the scientific stuff, if she knew everything Vegapunk did, and she was just like, give me a future in which you know this and this works, she would just be able to do it. It would give her a more certain future. In fact, it would make her even more certain about it as she gets older. So she'll probably need to learn more to be certain about it. So there may be a
Okay.
point in which she nerfs
So
herself, but then it'll be more.
yeah, yeah. So my thing works only for concept that were never shown in One Piece, and that she has to think of herself that like she can never prove that can work.
Yeah, then that's gonna be hard for her to
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Okay,
and
now
you know
that
what?
now that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Brown actually did a really good thing where he said her limitation is if she believes or knows that she cannot do it, she won't. So if she knows something is possible, regardless of how complicated
Yeah.
it is, she knows it'll work. So
Okay,
it'll
yeah, yeah,
happen,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if she thinks I don't know what this is, right? So something like if
So
she
for
says
example, you know what? For example, let's say like she has a devil fruit, and she knows that people underwater cannot like swim. She won't be able to swim because
exactly,
she.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
There
Now,
you go.
now,
There you go.
because I'm trying. Okay, because I was trying to like find an example where like it works in the One Piece word, but like it's hard because in One Piece word almost everything is possible.
Everything is possible. Yes,
That's why it was
but
hard
that would
for
be
me
but
to
that
like
would be one.
explain. That's why it was
But
hard
that
for me
would
to
be one of the
explain.
only
Yeah, exactly,
limitations.
exactly.
It would be
Okay,
things
okay,
that
now,
are not possible.
yeah,
That's why she
exactly,
had
exactly.
the Nika's future,
But
because she didn't think it was possible.
but if she didn't know that devil fruits could drown, like if she didn't know, do you think that because she didn't know and she thought it was possible to swim, she would be able to swim, do you think?
Yeah, give me a future in which I can swim. If she's like, oh, I just
Even
don't know
though
why I
she
can't
has
swim.
even though she
Yes.
has a devil fruit,
Yes, Bonnie could swim
that would go,
if
I
she.
guess, but that would go against the physics of One Piece.
But the thing is that like she doesn't know about them, and that was what part of the
No,
reality
but,
that
but,
Saturn
what
was
what
saying.
precedes? What precedes her
Belief.
devil foot power, or no, but wait,
Her
the
belief.
devil foot power, or like because what is the hierarchy of things, like, are like like how the One Piece word work, or like the devil
She would
like how the
so she would just have to truly believe that she can swim, right? She would have to be like, "Oh, I can swim," and go in, and she would be able to swim. It's like how a lot of people theorize
that's
that Luffy can technically swim
insane.
if he thinks he can, because it's that freedom, right? And that's the big
That would
thing.
be
It's like when
crazy.
you are like, I totally believe I can do it, and like as Bonnie gets older, her mentality, especially because she knows how it is, will have
Mm.
to be that she is completely 100% into what she's doing, to the point where she probably deludes herself so that she can do stuff. And
Because
this
Taryn
actually
said,
happens in anime all the time. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Keijo, but there was this one person, and she like literally like had a delusion that she was fairy, so that her butt was like steel. Keijo is
but
such a good anime, but this is a
yeah.
common trope in
but
anime.
but the
So
thing is that, like, this is theories, because at the end of the day we have no idea if that's actually possible, and also we don't know, maybe the sea rejects these people no matter what they do. Maybe like there's like a high, like, again, we don't know what precedes
yeah, with
what.
like
So
the
this is
hierarchy, I
this,
would say it's
yeah, yeah,
above.
this is theories, but yeah,
I
but
would
still, it's fun to think about. Think about.
because you could say that the sea rejects her, but the thing is, if Bonnie said like, give me a future in which the sea no longer affects me, like what's gonna happen? Like you could say that
Oh,
the sea would supersede it.
somebody said if she does a future where she can swim, she might lose her devil fruit. I don't know. You know what? There's well, now we're
It's
going
weird.
into
It's,
like,
yeah, this is like super
yeah,
theory
yeah,
territory.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
once
yeah, yeah.
once
Oh my
Hime
god, this
asked
is
that
getting
question, that was
crazy.
my thing. I think that devil fruits can supersede the ocean if
You
given to a certain
think?
point. I think that because here's the thing, it's true freedom, right? You can't contain freedom. That's why I think that Luffy, if he truly thinks he can swim, and that's why he's able to affect the
Uh,
seawater, right? Like he's
that's
affecting
interesting.
seawater right now. If you truly believe you can, you can. I always had that really fun thing where it's like my flat Earth of One Piece, where I was like, devil fruit users can swim. It's just they're told that they can't. Every devil fruit user can swim. It's just that they're told this rule, like, oh, you
Yeah,
can't swim.
that would be
Everybody
insane.
everybody
That would
can
be
actually eat multiple
insane.
devil fruits. It's just they tell you you can't eat them. They're like, oh, you can't eat those. And Blackbeard was just like, nah, fuck it, I'll just eat two. That's what I think is like my devil fruit conspiracy though. But that's something that only I believe in. That like if you believe something in One Piece, it'll happen. And like technically, like Bonnie kind of helps me out with that, which is why I would say so. But like after we started talking about Bonnie and water, that was all theory conspiracy territory. Um,
Mm.
it's
Okay,
in a
so why
sort of
did you say she can't change her past? Somebody said she can.
no, like the like her eating a devil fruit. So like technically, like because you can't get rid of a devil fruit once you eat it, unless Bonnie
Yeah,
says, "Give me a
you need to
future in which I
die,
can get rid of my devil
or
fruit."
yeah, she needs to die, like, to get rid of it.
I don't
She
know, bro.
can't
I don't know.
otherwise.
She could be like, "Give me a future in which I die, resurrect, and lose my devil fruit."
Bro, no, I think this is going too far. This is going too far.
That
This
would
is
be
going too
actually
far.
insane.
That's
Because at
going
that
too
point,
far.
would she die, and then would she not be able to get back, or would the devil fruit power sustain? Because there are certain devil fruit powers that can't sustain, like Boa's, right? Her power works even after she dies, and you can't undo it unless she does it. So the power would sustain through. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that you could talk about with devil fruits that I feel like the Marines keep us silenced, bro. They keep silencing us, but they know that we're right. We gotta stop, Hime. We've been going
Yeah,
for like
yeah, yeah,
2
yeah.
hours.
This is, yo, we've been like going for like almost 2 hours. But anyways, that was like the main focal point of this chapter. Like, other than that, like, I have nothing to say, honestly.
I have no idea what we talked about. We got into like the biggest
Yo,
One Piece discussion in history, in which
no, but it was no, but I had no, because I like, it's so hard to understand. Like, people think this is like just like A B C. Like, no, like it's a concept that you have to sit down and actually like understand, like, and explain. So
yo,
yeah, that was a
look at
needed conversation. Like,
all my conspiracy theorists in the chat. Y'all are W's. Spread the good word, bro. The One Piece world isn't actually a sphere. It's a flat Earth with a dome over top of it. That's actually like the real flat Earth theory. Did you know that they actually think that the Earth is flat with like a dome on the top?
I know that they think it's flat, but I didn't know that there was a dome.
Yeah, bro, the dome is funny. Smiling Friends just did like a parody of it, and it is the funniest joke ever. They're like, is that the Earth? Is that the Earth? And there's literally just like the flat Earth. That's me, but with One Piece, where it's like, oh my god, dude, there's the dome, and I'm like, there's devil fruits.
Oh my
But
god.
I think I gotta stop before we go on.
No, no, because
this
this is you know what? You know what? Yo, I feel like Dak would have loved this conversation.
that we may need to do like a
we have, you know what?
conspiracy
We
stream.
have to sit down and talk about this because we could talk about this for hours, bro.
I could talk about One Piece conspiracy theories, like I'm an actual conspiracy theorist for like hours because I think it's so funny. Like it's
like
so
no,
funny.
no, but yeah, it's very because even when I brought the C example, you were like, oh, but what if she, you know, like we started like going into tangents, so it was very cool. But you know, he said need to clip the highlights of this live. Yo, honestly, I will try, but it's 2 hours. It's gonna be so hard.
Honestly, we have so many fun things in this live, though. You gotta clip me saying that the Earth is flat and just start off the video with that, so that people just think I'm a flat earther. The Earth is round. BT dubs. The Greeks proved the Earth was round. And if the Greeks prove something, it's true because Greek way of life is the best way of life. That's why I'm going to raise my eventual children as Spartans. Yes, I will be throwing the weakest one off of a cliff. Just
natural
like
selection, baby.
You know, like in the movie, I think the movie is literally called, isn't it called Sparta? Where he's like, "This is Sparta."
Oh yeah, and he just pushes somebody in the.
And then I'm gonna have like 300 children, right? So I'll have 300 children so that they can.
Are you big
reenact...
mom? What the hell?
Yeah, so that they can reenact the when the Spartans. I think it was like when they were fighting was it the Persians?
It's been a while I didn't watch this movie. I need to rewatch that movie. I actually love it a lot.
It's called like 300, right? Where
yeah,
it's like they were there and they're
it.
just like, we will triumph. That's gonna be my family. So like when I eventually take over the world with my Spartan children, y'all already know. It'll take me a little bit. It'll take me about like 20 to 30 years, but give me time.
Bro, it'll take you more than that. One baby, if 1 year, like 20 babies.
That's not, yeah, bro. I'll be like a quadruple octomom, bro, and I'll just keep popping them out. Or what I can do is I can like take my eggs and like, cause you make like a bunch of eggs, right? Like I'll take all of my eggs and I'll do like test tubes, like Judge, and I'll like make my own.
Like,
okay, this is getting crazy,
bro. This is.
I didn't go off like this. Like forever.
No, honestly, this is insane. How did we get to this? We have issues.
By the way, real life Judge. By the way,
thank you for being patient because like you know me, I have to understand something completely to be convinced.
No, you're okay. There's also 62 people in here saying that I'm literally like Judge and I'm about to make like a Germa army to attack the world.
Germa 300. Yo, hashtag Germa 300, bro.
Hashtag Germa 300. Hashtag I am Vinsmoke Judge. Hashtag we have gotten into conspiracy talk. You know, I just wanted to say Caesar Clown did nothing wrong. In fact, I think that Caesar was just the best. Short crazy. Who said short mom? Get out of here. Ban. I'm not short. I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3". Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. The chapter was a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed this so much. We went on way too long. There's too many conspiracy theories. Y'all are awesome in the chat. Hime, go ahead, say your last little bit before we close off because this is going too far.
Thank you guys. I think that like this took off all my battery. I'm hungry. But thank you. I like the chapter. It was fun.
But alright then, thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you guys next time. Peace.